I was working out of the country some time back, and this woman and I were sort of on and off. We weren't official. You know the way you're talking and the talking stage is prolonging, and you like each other. When you call each other, you're laughing. You're like, oh my God. So you're just walking on the streets. Nah, that was the relationship. So every time I'd come here, because the country I was working at refused to give me a work permit, so I'd come to Kenya every 4 months to renew my visa. And we'd meet and talk and really kick it. And we really liked each other. You know, those liking each other, you'd hug and shut your eyes like, Kai, 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 Kai. So it was an interesting relationship or situationship, we'd call it. And so that went on for maybe 2 years, back and forth, back and forth. We weren't dating. No, no, no. It wasn't dating. Maybe a year and a half. But now I moved back to the country and we started seeing each other with the regularity of often. And we talk and hang out and chill. And maybe 3 months in, she asked for a meeting. And in the meeting, she said, Eric, the possibility realistically that I'll do anything serious with you is null and void. And this is because my parents do not approve of people from your tribe. So this is a waste of time for me. And I don't want to pursue anything because I feel like I'm developing feelings and I can see down the road it's going to just be a mess for me. I don't want to do it. And I thanked her. I said, all right, thank you for being forthright. And we ended things. Good evening. My name is Eric, and this is Eric Stories. Is it important to you that you marry from your community or your tribe? Is that something you really have to do, that you have to marry from your tribe? Is it? That's what I wanted to talk about. Yes, we're going there. On Eric Stories, there are no hold bars. We talk about everything. No held bars here. So most of us marry because of love. You know, we often make the decision to marry somebody based on love. I love him. I love her. Oh my God, he makes my heart skip. Oh my God, it's been 7 years. How can I leave Joffrey? Joffrey! Aki is calling. I don't care what his parents say or my parents. We are eloping even. Love, we believe, is blind to culture, blind to race, blind to tribe, and other divisive factors. We believe. You're like, I love him. That's all that matters. I love him. She loves me. I love her. We are loving each other. We love, love, love. Now, in this country, in Kenya, marrying across tribes still possesses a challenge, especially with every discredited election in every election year. You have to admit it. I mean, every time there's a wahala with the elections, all of a sudden it goes even into the family's living rooms, and now you all of a sudden start realizing that, oh my goodness, I married somebody who was trying to steal our elections, or I married somebody who is trying to get us out of power. All right? Now, however progressive you think yourself to be, cultural idiosyncrasies often emerge in some communities. I've read about communities who refer to their wives as the firstborn. They're like, oh, meet my firstborn and her children, firstborn being the wife. Or communities where the wife is considered to own the child. And then other communities consider their husband to be the owner of the child. You've heard that, right? So it's true. These cultural idiosyncrasies exist, and we cannot be ostracic by burying our heads in the sand about them. So then, while love is vital, I am not discrediting love. I think it's also very important not to think with just your hormones. You want to employ your faculties and be very objective about these relationships so that you don't hit a snag. That being said, what are some of the things I think if you're dating somebody who's from a different tribe and you guys are seeking to pursue marriage, what are some of the things you should consider before jumping the ship? Communicate what beliefs one has before tying the knot. We have to be honest, every tribe has its own traditions. Every tribe. The Mijikendas, the Rendiles, the Luos, the Luyas, the Kikuyus. Every tribe. I've lived in South Africa, the Xhosa, the Shona, the Zulus, Australians, anywhere in the world really. Everybody has some sort of traditions they practice. So therefore, it's wise to discuss at length and find out what is expected of you as a wife. If we are being honest, we don't marry a person we marry into a culture, and then it's a clash of cultures, your culture and theirs, and clash of families and so on and so forth. It has to be said that marriages fail across board. Luo versus Luo's marriages fail. Kikuyu versus Kikuyu's marriages fail. Mijikenda versus Mijikenda marriages fail. Luya versus Luya, and on and on. Marriages fail across the board. But it's so much easier to bash your partner when they come from a different tribe. Think about it again, if you think about the elections. Every time during an election cycle and something happens, again, maybe politicians have just learned to stir people up. But even outside of the elections, if you think deeper, if you have a fight, your mother will tell you, I told you not to marry from that tribe. They are funny like that. And that is just the beginning. Or that uncle will be like, ha, we told you those people are weird. It is true. People speak like that. So then how do you sort it out before you plunge? I think it's important to fight well. See that you fight well. Not to wait to get married and then fight well. Now, are you fighting well? Are the fights about the issues you're fighting about and not your tribes? That's very important. Fight well. Fight well. Make sure you have similar worldviews and visions for the future about things like your children, your career, your living standards, etc. Are you in tandem about the core things that you value? Are you in tandem? It's very important. You can be Chinese and you are from Jamaica, but if you are not aligned about your visions and what you individually want, it's going to be a big problem. Even they can be from your very own tribe. But if you're not aligned about this stuff, it's going to be a problem. All right? Strong friendships that underpin the relationship, I've come to learn, is very important. Every time I look back at my past relationships, the people I dated who we were genuinely friends, those relationships were way better than people who I was simply drawn to because of romantic feelings. You know why? Because desires fade and sex does fade and romance dwindles. They dwindle. It's true. Think about it. At 65, your thrusts will not be as strong as they are at 29 or 32. There'll be gentle thrusts, gentle, because you can do something. You can unhook your back because your back spring is not so weak. You'll unsprung your back, right? Even now with your nice bead and you coconut. But at 49, the coconut will be there maybe, but maybe gentle. Or even 59, it'll be like slow coconut. It's very important. So in my mind, it's best to have someone you can count, especially somebody you can count on when all those other things occur. When romance dwindles, when sex fades, when the feelings of romance fade, it's prudent to have somebody who is also your friend. It's very important, right? So on top of my mind, I'm not discrediting love. Love is important. But an ideal romantic partner goes, rather, dating somebody or marrying somebody who is an ideal romantic partner is good. But if you slap friendship on top of it, it makes it even more merrier. All right? It's a cherry on the top. It's a cherry on top, rather. Okay? I've been thinking about this conversation across the day, and I thought about a man I dearly respect. He's the late Dr. Miles Monroe. He had a lot of teachings around marriage and wrote phenomenal books, which I've read. I think Waiting, Marriage While Single, Marriage Ideas, and yada. But I picked up snippets of the things he said that I want to share with you. And he is worthy of some salt because he was married for more than 25 years. So he knows a thing or two about marriage, all right? So he said, love doesn't make marriage work. Knowledge about self and partner plus your expectations of the union does. What do you feel about that? Okay? Love doesn't make marriage work. He gave an example that you can see a big Boeing A380 and love it. You're like, oh, I love that plane. And then it lands and then you're told, alrighty, here is the plane you love. But you will need knowledge to operate it. You cannot fly it out of love. It's the same analogy. Love is not the foundation of marriage. Knowledge, therefore, is. He also said successful marriage is a result of application of knowledge and not the exchange of love. Successful marriage is a result of application of knowledge and not the exchange of love. It's easier when you know what to do more than you feel about something. You can feel how much you love ugali, but if you don't know how to cook it, it's sad for you. It's very sad for you. Love is a choice, and so true love has no feeling, he said. It is a decision or a choice. What do you feel about that? So whether you're looking to marry from your tribe or across the aisle, I thought that is important. Knowledge supersedes feelings. All right? Let me know what you think. Good evening.